Okay, they're getting ready to start back working on this this piece of the wall that's still standing up here. We're standing here at the courthouse watching this now. As you've seen, Coda just walked in front of us here. But we've talked with the owner behind the building. Of course, he's not been able to go into his building yet to check to see the extent of any damage he might have received. Luckily, I think we're able to take an umbrella down for just a minute. Oh, never mind, that didn't work out. It stopped raining for about 5 seconds and then it started back again. So you can see what they're looking at here as far as that piece of the building, and you see how that's hanging over the building next to it. If that were to collapse the wrong way, it literally would go through the roof of the building here where Matt Schalk has his office here on the court square. Like I said, they're still assessing. You can see, there we go. They brought a little of it down there with that. And they sit out here for about the last 15 or 20 minutes trying to figure out how to best go about this. And, you know, they're attacking it the best way that they can. I mean, you know, not having a crane with a demolition ball or something like that, you know, it might make it a little easier there, but you know, with what they have, they just have to take their time and figure out what the best way to work on it is. We are live here in downtown Princeton. As I've encouraged you guys throughout the morning, if you have any questions, now is the time to ask them, and we'll try and get them answered for you while we're here. Just a lot of patience. This is a very tedious situation that they're in right now with, you know, trying to get this wall to fall the right way. The wind's blowing a little bit here in town, and it's not making the job any easier. And they're working as quickly as they can. As you see, when they bring down another section, you know, quite a few bricks fall, but it's not going to be something that they do real fast here this morning. But for those of you who are just joining us that maybe have not looked in this morning, I do see several people are with us right now. This was the old Masonic building here on the Court Square in Princeton. And the building itself was built in 1899. It was built by the Masonic Lodge here, which was Lodge 82. And one of the oldest Masonic lodges in the state of Kentucky. Their chapter was chartered in 1826, and they put this building together some 80 years later, and unfortunately it has met its end today. The north wall of the building collapsed about between 3:30 and 4 o'clock this morning, and which caused the roof to also collapse. And then they've been trying to make it as safe for people to be around it as they can, and that's required a lot of demolition here. The upper portion of this building where the lodge itself was has actually pretty much been taken down at this point. You can see I'm getting ready to bring down another section up here at the top. That'll be a big section. There it comes. A lot of bricks coming off there on that one. You still got that one portion that's sticking up there. It's probably going to be a little far out for him to get to, unfortunately. I don't know how they'll have to go about getting that. Bonnie, right now that fourth head is still up in the top of the building. They were not able to get to it. They were able to get the Eye of Providence down, but the fourth head they were not able to get to. It was a little further back than what they could reach, so they didn't make it to get that one. It's still on top. Now they will work to try to save it whenever they ultimately demolish the building, which will have to happen. I mean, you know, there will be no saving this one, unfortunately. The building where Matt Schalk's office is owned by Ronnie Coleman. He's been in and out up here this morning and surveying the scene, and I mean, you know, this is just kind of a bad day all the way around for the town. As you know, we have lost yet another historic building. This is the second one this year. The first one, of course, was to the fire back in the early part of the year, and then this one here, you know, it's just really hard to see some of the old buildings come down. This one here, it had some issues with the bricks and the mortar, where it was just a lot of damage to it that, you know, it just could not be repaired, and unfortunately this is the result of that. We had Brother Harold Riley on with us this morning, and he mentioned, you know, to everyone, please say a prayer for the family who has lost their business this morning. That's the Jones family. Brent, no, those heads are actually terracotta. So when they break, or when they fall, they broke. We've had a couple of them broke. I showed them earlier. I'll walk back down this way and show you guys the heads that we're talking about. The one that we were able to get out of the building and save this morning was actually this one here. It has a little damage to it, but nothing as to what it could have been. Around the corner we have some more of them, and the one around the corner is pretty much just pieces. And that's this one here. This is one of them that got broke early this morning, and this was the half round piece that was in the center. This is the all-seeing eye of Providence. So anyhow, figured we'd show those to you again. As you can see, he's still working to try to even that out with the top of the building up there, so we don't get any damage to the building next to it. Like I said, with the wind blowing and everything like that, Amanda, those are actually property of the Masonic Lodge. That belongs to them, and the agreement was if the building was to ever have to be demolished or what have you, that those pieces would go to the Masonic Lodge. Now, in a little while, we'll have a member of the lodge come on with us, and we'll talk about what those heads mean. They all have a meaning, and unfortunately, I do not personally know what that is. And Sharon was just talking about this, but we will come back with it and let everybody know what those heads mean, and then we'll share that with you guys. See if we get a little different perspective here. So see, you can see that is still sticking up above that building a pretty good ways on down the building. I'm trying to get a little further away. You can even see back on further back, there's some more pieces of it sticking up. I don't know how worried they are about those particular pieces, but now for those of you who are not from Princeton, this was clearly one of the most recognizable buildings in downtown. And we'll be posting up some pictures of it here later on today and everything like that, so that everyone will be able to see it and know what building it was. Rick, I'll ask you, did you know what all four of the heads meant? No. Okay, I didn't know if you did or not.
Trent would. Trent knows, and I'm sure Bill Perry knows.
Who?
Trent.
Yeah, he can't come on right now. We'll probably talk with him a little later.
He's on duty.
Yeah, Trent's on duty this morning, so we're not going to pull him away from doing what he does. And I know that Bill Perry, talked with him earlier. He's very active in the lodge here. Nancy, no, Richard has not said anything about building back. As you know, Richard and Shirley are at that age of where they're likely thinking more of retirement. I don't know if they will build back or not. That'll be a question that we will ask them eventually. We're respecting their privacy this morning, And we ask them, say, if y'all want to make a statement, you can. And right now they've declined, and it's very understandable. I mean, it's an upsetting day. This is their family business. They opened the 1 Hour Cleaners in 1967. So this business is 54 years old, and I mean, they never expected it to to end like this. So whether or not they build back will be a question that we'll pose to them at a later time. That will not be today. I mean, we again respect them and their privacy, and them wanting to remain off camera, and we don't want to quiz them too much. But as I was saying earlier, Harold Riley was on, and just remember the Jones family in your prayers today. As they have suffered a substantial loss here with their business. A lot of dust, even though it's raining out, there's still a lot of dust in the air. Company doing the demolition on this morning and doing this work is actually Watson Farms here in Princeton. Here a couple of weeks ago, we covered the day they was demolishing the American Legion building. That's the same company that done that. We still have the water department and the Princeton Electric Plant Board is still on the scene. We still have some police officers on scene. The roads are, traffic is diverted. You cannot go around the courthouse today. Of course, as you can see, ladder 2 is still here. Always we give a shout out to the Princeton Fire Department. These guys are an amazing group of fellas that have a really hard job, and they do it well. Paul Grundy Brown watching from the Oregon coast. Thank you for watching and being with us here this morning on the Banner Live, Princeton, Kentucky. See some of the members of the fire department here in front of me, and they're going over their plan of attack as the rain begins to get heavier again. To say the least, it's been a morning, folks. We started our coverage this morning just a little after 6 o'clock, and we'll stay with you as long as we can here today, and keep you guys up to date. had to go earlier and change shirts. We got soaked, and now we're out here a little drier than we were. It's kind of chilly out this morning, and so just getting ready to leave the house to get out and about. Make sure you bring a rain jacket with you, and also remember, if you've got to come through downtown Princeton, you may try to avoid it, especially the area on Market Street. Market Street is detoured at North Jefferson. You go up and you take a left up by Planters Bank. You come around by the Dollar General store, and you can come back out onto Market Street. But Market Street and the Court Square is completely cordoned off, so you won't be able to go around the courthouse probably for the remainder of the day. The street department will try to get out here and get that clean at some point today. And we've got folks chiming in from different parts of the country, and we're glad to have you guys with us this morning. Again, we're on the scene live here in downtown Princeton, right here at the courthouse on West Court Square and West Market Street. And as always, we like that because, you know, people walk by and say, oops. But as you can see, they're working on going ahead and starting the demolition on this building. And I know that when I spoke with the family earlier, you know, they said that they do have some machinery that's still in the building that they hope to be able to get out and everything like that. But it may be too unsafe for them to go in. I mean, this is this situation here is quite dangerous with this building right now. So, you know, it's basically a matter of, you know, trying to figure out what the best way to handle this is going to be. Again, we appreciate every one of you guys watching with us and being here, and, you know, hopefully the next time that we come to you live on a scene somewhere, maybe it'll be a happy story. You know, it's hard on it's hard on us to do stories like this. I mean, you know, as in with the fire, you know, back earlier in the year, you know, these are big things in a small town. You know, this is history, this is family, this is businesses. And as you know, the banner is about locals supporting locals. And, you know, what we're doing here this morning is bringing you, you know, local news so that you can know what's happening, you know, without having to come down and look for yourself. You can follow live here on Facebook and watch the videos, and I'm sure that we will post them up more later, and we'll get more information up to you. Now, I'm going to have to stop recording here for a little bit, try to get my phone to a charger, as I'm dropping battery pretty fast being live this morning like this. So I'll be back to you guys here in just a little bit. Let me get this phone some charge in it, and we'll come back to you in a few.